here to celebrate International Women's Day, which is all about celebrating women, empowering women. And I know that can mean different things to different people. So maybe, Irene, if you could tell us a little bit about what does International Women's Day mean specifically to you?
Andrea, I suppose it's all about, as you say, celebrating women in different sectors. It's about visibility for women that are doing role model type work. I suppose it's about getting us all to think about our own maybe gender biases and how we look at typical roles within society for women and typical gender roles, and just maybe getting us to be a bit more conscious and a bit more aware of how we might think that a certain role or a certain job is male dominated. And that to me is International Women's Day, giving a platform to celebrate women. Andrea, at local level, it would be more where my inspiration and role models have come from. So my own background in coaching and sports coaching, and in particularly seeing volunteers that work at club level, at community level, and all the time and the hours they put into working in sports clubs, and for little recognition and reward normally, and in particular then the women in those setups. And from my own background in Bright Rovers Club in McCormack and Cork, a lot of the women that would have coached there would have been inspirational to me to get into coaching, and definitely would have instilled a love of sport and a love of coaching, and probably wouldn't have seen themselves or recognized themselves as role models, but definitely instilled that in me. So I'd be, give you a shout out to all the volunteers working in sports clubs, irrespective of the level or the status, the amount of time they put in for love of sport, love of community, and trying to do their bit for the club. Would relate back, I suppose, to my own research on women in coaching and their experiences, and giving them a voice really, and thinking of my own coaching journey and where I've come across challenges. And it is around that gender bias, and very often it's the unconscious gender bias where maybe opposition coaches or male coaches or even facility operators in different clubs would have bypassed me in my role as a coach and thought I was maybe as more female liaison person. And while those experiences didn't negatively impact me, I still kept coaching, and I kind of laughed them off maybe at the time. When I did the research with the women coaches, it was something that they all experienced as well. So for me, it's about, I suppose, awareness and educating people around what is gender bias and how we all maybe jump to certain elements of unconscious and conscious gender bias, and just to tell women, try and not let it affect them. Try and make sure that they keep coaching and keep involved in traditional and non-traditional women roles, I suppose. My life outside of MTU is that I'm a PhD researcher through Mary Immaculate College. And my other life outside of MTU and PhD is that I'm a coach developer with the LGFA for the last 15 or 16 years. And within that, I suppose I've delivered a number of workshops and coach education qualifications down through the years. And I've noticed that we always have a good, representative of females on all those courses. So currently over 65% of those that have coach qualification at foundation level in LGFA are female. But yet on the ground, we don't have that many actually coaching and in active coaching roles. So I suppose I wanted to research, why is there this disconnect? Why are we not having the transfer from doing your qualification to now working with teams? So my research is involving looking at the experiences of volunteer women coaches in LGFA and looking at the supports and the barriers they faced and the challenges. And as we've already mentioned, conscious and unconscious gender bias is something that they've all experienced. But, there's lots of positives too coming from the research, the support they need at home in order to be able to get involved in coaching in the first instance. Those that had young kids would have said, no, can't get involved in coaching with small kids. But as they grow up and as those kids get involved in sport, it gave the women an opportunity to get into coaching then. And I suppose that all this research is trying to give that voice to the women coaches and to further the research that's out there, because a lot of it is on elite level coaches, maybe, or those coaching at for paid positions and professional coaches. And also a lot of research is on male coaching and male coaching environments. So it's Irish specific, I suppose, in the context of LGFA, but it's still ongoing research and trying to develop these women coaches and trying to attract and retain more female coaches as the years progress. It kind of comes down to three things maybe. So for the females out there, and this is relevant to coaching, but I think it's kind of relevant to all sectors and all industries. First, for females to take a chance, so to get involved, to start coaching, to start getting involved in whatever that previously male-dominated environment was. Secondly, then I would say to those maybe in decision-making positions or positions of authority, to give the females, give the women a chance to take on the roles. And then I suppose the final thing, and it's something that we can all do, male, female, decision makers, society in general, it's about giving them a real chance. So by giving them a real chance, I mean, trying to reduce those barriers, those stereotypes, gender biases, and furthering that, then give them a real chance if you are in an environment where you can support these women, where you can put programs or initiatives in place just to help increase the number of women, particularly in my area of coaching, but I think across the board. So I'd put it down to take a chance, give a chance, and give a real chance.